Let me quickly give you a brief about Site24x7. Site24x7 was launched in 2007 by Soho's IT management division, ManageEngine, as a modern monitoring product to meet the demands of an emerging cloud-first IT world. Built by converging the company's expertise gathered from monitoring on-premise IT infrastructure, Site24x7 has now emerged to be a world-leading super app for IT monitoring serving companies of all sizes. Now that you know a little more about us, let's get started with today's agenda. We will begin with the basics of status pages, followed by why status page is important, and a product demo on StatusIQ, that's our product, a couple of use cases, and then some more information about Site24x7. So let's first look at the 5 Ws and 1 H of status page. This will give you a basic idea of what a status page is. To start with, what is a status page? So a status page is a web page that enables you to communicate incidents, schedule maintenances, and downtime with your internal and external audience. Please remember that status page is a communication tool that lets you communicate the downtime and incidents and maintenances. It does not detect downtime. It communicates the status of downtime. So there is a difference. And then we have who. Who do you communicate to? By using status page, you communicate to your end users and your customers. And then we have where you can create templates. First time when you use StatusIQ product, you can create templates, and the same templates can be used for further communications. And then we have by status page to communicate incidents and maintenance. This eventually in the long term will bring in more credibility, and you will be able to win the customer's trust. We have when to use status page. Whenever an outage arises, or if you want to schedule a maintenance, you can use status page to post updates. And then we have 1H, how? By posting regular updates on the status of incidents. We have now seen the overview of status pages. Let's now see why it is essential for a business or an organization. Irrespective of the size of your company, a status page is not a need. It is a must-have, because a status page helps to reduce your support tickets and costs. Whenever an outage arises, your support team will receive huge number of tickets. With a status page in place, customers need not reach out to support desk. Instead, an IT engineer, as soon as they fix the issue, as soon as they work on the progress of the incident, they can update the status on the incident status page, and everyone will get to know. It's both your end users and your customers as well. This also helps your support team to inform their clients if at all any client want to call in. With this, you can reduce this cost to the barest minimum. Next, we have a status page helps to build trust with your end users. Every business owner must remember that customers should never be left in the dark about service disruptions. If they face issues accessing your website, they get frustrated. With a status page in place, you can inform them about downtime and show them how reliable you are. This eventually results in winning their trust. And then we have automates incident communication process. For development teams, the priority is to resolve an incident as soon as possible. Many obstacles with this challenge can be fixed by using the status page. Say, for instance, communicating incidents involve writing incident emails, status updates, copy-pasting incident reports. Such manual tasks can be automated by integrating a status page. This helps to witness significant improvement in resolving incidents and also lowers stress level for your developers. And the last one we have, demonstrate your SLAs. On a status page, you can showcase not just your current data, you can show the historical data of incidents and maintenances. By being transparent, this data can be used to validate a company's service level agreement that brings in more credibility to your business or organization. Now we have seen why status page is important for a business. I'll now take you guys through our product, StatusIQ. To start with, you have to go to site247.com. Then check the products here. You have StatusIQ. Once you reach this page, you can create a free status page here by giving your business email ID and by creating a password. Once you create that, you can select login. If you are a new user to Site24x7, you can sign up, and then you will be taken to this page. Here on the grid, select StatusIQ. The very first step that you get after creating your business, creating credentials, the very first step that you get is set up a status page. Okay, let's say you can give the status page name as you want. I am going with one of our customer name, Zilka. So I'm just going with an example status page name as Zilka status. Give a description, status page for Zilka employees and customers. And then you have company organization name, Zilka, and then your URL, zilka.com. Once you have given this, all your details, click on save. You'll be taken to the dashboard. Okay. Now you can see component summary, maintenance details, and then its incident history on the status page. Once the status page is created, now you will have to add your components. Before adding a component, let's cover the basics. What is a component first? Why should we add a component? Components are the functional units of your service or IT infrastructure. For instance, a component can be your website, mobile application, it can be an API, it can be a server, or it can be even a database, etc. These are all components. Components reflects the status of your services. Every service or an application that you want to show in your status page will act as a separate component. You can add your services individually as different components. For example, if you have a group of components that performs the same function, you can add them as group component. We also have that option. So let's start with adding a component. You have the option here. Click on add component. Let's give a name for your component as say CRM. That's your component name, and then provide a description. Zilka CRM as a description, and then once added, click on save. You can also update the status of your component via REST API using the below command as shown in the pop-up. Okay, and now we have added a component. The next step after adding a component is to add an incident. But before adding an incident, first let's see why incident. Incident is something negative, right? It tends to affect customer experience because user get frustrated. They're not able to access your application or your website. So it's something negative and that affects their experience. It could be due to application unavailability or a technical glitch or network outage. For instance, some of the very recent example that we have, Google Play Store went down yesterday, affecting across the world. Around 2,500 users reported the issue. So what happened? So there was a downtime. Users were not able to access Google Play Store. So they reached out to, around 2,500 users reported. So which means these many complaints will be their support team would have received it. But at the same time, they would have also used status page by updating the status of incidents, and then they would have communicated until it is fixed. Also, we have another example is Facebook outage in 2021. That happened due to the configuration changes between the data centers. That is also one of the example for incident. So every company strives to have 100% uptime without downtime, but sometimes it's not possible, right? Any minor error also that creates a downtime. So in that case, status page helps you to make that small negative experience into a bigger positive experience to your customers. That is why status page helps you a lot. So incidents are basically outages. So to do that, to communicate an incident, let's start with by creating an incident. Here you have an option called create incident. Once you click that, select the incident type. Let's keep active for now, and then give a title to your incident. Say for instance, Silka CRM is down. Choose the severity. Let's say it's a major outage. Incident started time. You can time and date you can give, and then what are the components affected? Select, and then give the status as investigating. For example, give it a status update as ticket number is now under investigation. And then we have notify subscribers, whether you want to notify your email subscribers alone or SMS subscribers alone or both. Since this is a major outage, we recommend you to notify both your email subscribers and SMS subscribers as well. Once done, click on save. The status page, it is now updated with the status of the status is now investigating. So it is now appearing on the active incidents. Now, let's say you want to post an update to the incident, to the existing incident. So your team has worked on it, have found a solution, and they've implemented the fix and currently waiting for the result to come. So now you have to give an update to the existing issue. To do that, click on post update. Go back to the incident status, change it to observing. Let's say fix updated. Then notify option you have, click on post update. So this is now, click back. You can see the status here as observing. So it is now under observing status. This is for an unplanned outage. So you can see the active incident column. We have first status was investigating and then now observing. Now let's say you want to update your customers about a planned outage. That is a maintenance period. Okay. Why maintenance? First of all, why do we need to have a maintenance? Is it really required? For example, if you have a website and that is added as a component, your website should have a maintenance because your website should be up to date, and also it should improve the security by keeping by scheduling a maintenance, and also it will also improve by having a maintenance, it improves your SEO, page responsiveness, and much more. That's the reason we have regular maintenance, and it is very much important. To schedule a maintenance for your component, you have an option called schedule maintenance. Give a title, say ad hoc maintenance, and then you can give maintenance scheduled for so and so days, number of days, and then time you can give. It's done, and then select which components will be affected. And you have different type of notification again here, whether you want to notify subscribers now or 1 hour before the maintenance start, 24 hours before the maintenance start, and also notify subscribers when maintenance starts and when it ends as well. We have for both email and SMS subscribers. Click on save. Scroll down, and then you have it here. So you are now, by displaying the incident history and the upcoming maintenance, you are keeping a transparency with your end users about your service. This will allow customers to see the status history as 100% or 99%, and it will give them credibility about your service. Okay. Up next, we have in StatusIQ, we have the option to allow users to view the status history for up to 90 days. Okay, now you do not wish your customers to visit your status page all the time, and it is not practically possible either. A user would only wish to visit your status page when they're not able to access your application. So this is where we provide with the option called subscribers. Right on your left, click on the subscriber option. We have email subscribers and SMS subscribers. here's something important. We are very sensitive towards, securing the subscribers' data. So what happens is that now, say for instance, now I want to add a subscriber, and subscriber name is, let's say I'm adding my details, giving my name, mode of subscription is email. I'm just giving my email ID, and then click on save. So it not just ends here. So now we have just added the input, but as I said before, we are very sensitive towards securing the customer data. So what happens is that once you have added here, the subscriber will receive an email as a single factor authentication method. He or she has to confirm the account. Only then they'll start receiving notifications. Okay. On the other hand, it's not possible for you to add subscribers one after the other manually. So what happens is that we have something called, under the same section, we have something called import subscribers. In this, you can have the entire list of your subscriber details, and then it should be whether it can be in CSV format or TXT. Upload the file and then click. You're done. So your email subscribers are now added. And this is the same procedure for SMS subscribers as well. And then we also have another important feature is the customization tab. It helps you to customize the look and feel of your status page to make it seem directly coming from you and no third-party services involved. Okay. Under customization, we have various options. Here you get the option to completely white label the status page with your custom logo and favicon. You can also change your custom email ID. Whether reply to email address can be customized here, and also send from email address can also be added and customized. You can also add your custom domain here, and you can also explore the different color options on your status page as per your requirement and the color that reflects your brand. Say for instance, let's say I want to add a logo to my status page. Upload the logo, upload the image, and then you are added. Click on the status page. See here. So in the very first step, very beginning step, there was an option called enter your company URL. Why there was a need? Because when a user clicks on the logo, that takes to the landing page. That's the reason we have added a logo, and there was an option to add your company URL. Okay. And then we have let us now explore the setting sections, which we can look at how we can customize your widget on your privacy settings and automation. Under settings, okay, here in the settings tab we have the widget controls. It decides how your status page will look to your end users. So you can decide if you want to show your active incidents, component summary, status history, upcoming maintenance, or incident history. In case if I don't want my active incidents to be visible on the public status page, you can just disable this option. And on the right, you also have the preview, how it looks. And if you enable, your active incidents will be visible on your private status page. This one we have, and then we have status automation. If you are an existing user of Site24x7, you can import all your monitors as you can add them as component with just a single click when you add a component. And also, if you want to just update the status alone, you can expand. If you don't want to create an incident and just update the status alone, you can use this option. Just maps status changes from Site24x7. And then we have alerting mode. This is the master console where you decide who receives your notification via email or SMS or RSS feeds. Also, you have the option to allow users to subscribe to individual components instead of subscribing to the whole status page. For example, I'm a subscriber and I want to receive notification only for CRM, Zilker CRM, and I'm not concerned about any other component. So I can subscribe to receive notifications only about CRM. So you can allow users to do that. We have that option. And also there's something called notification for admins. This is called long running incidents. Say for instance, if any incident which is active for more than an hour, it is considered as a long running incident. Sometimes admin tend to miss incidents that are in doubt status for a long time. By selecting this option here, this will ensure the admins are notified on a continuous basis so they can take action to close the incident. And then we have security and privacy. Here you can decide how public or how private your status page is. So we have IP restriction option and then password protection. And then you can also disable search engine indexing. If you don't want your status page to appear on the Google search engine results page, you can just disable search indexing. So if you don't want your search engine, if you don't want your status page to show up in Google search results, you can use this option. Right. Now we have established StatusIQ platform. Let's now look at a couple of use cases, which is the interesting part of this session, I would say. Okay, first use case. We're proud to say that Zoho is our first enterprise customer, although StatusIQ is an in-house product of Zoho. Zoho is a software giant serving 80 million users over worldwide, and has been leveraging StatusIQ since it was created for their incident communication. I'll just quickly show you guys the status page of Zoho. So this is the logo they have added. This is the status page description. And all components are operational. If everything is up now, it shows. They have added so many components like Zoho Calendar, Zoho Campaigns, Catalyst. And also, after the component section, they have incident history. No incidents has been reported on April 26th, that is today. And then there was an incident yesterday, and it was reported, it was acknowledged, and then resolved. So this is one use case. Next one is, okay, one of the leading universities in the UK has been using StatusIQ since 3 years. So the university has 18,000 plus students and 100 plus members in their IT team. Each department has a separate IT engineer. For example, in the university, there can be life science department, mathematics, physics, chemistry, and so on, so department. And each department has a separate IT engineer. And this university follows paperless tasks. Everything is digital here, right from student onboarding process, fees payment, project submission, all the tasks. It is all completely digital. So what happens? IT engineers here, since I've told you before that each department has a separate IT engineer, here IT engineers monitor them and update the status. For example, take the scenario. I am a student of that university and I want to submit my project before the deadline meets. And then I'm not able to access the application because it is down. There can be a server error, or there could be a glitch, some problem, or a network outage. But now my deadline is getting close by. So what I will immediately do, I'll immediately reach out to the IT member, IT engineer, asking for why it is down. I'm not able to access it. Like me, there'll be so many students, and reaching out to them. So what happens? The IT engineer will be busy answering to all the student queries. Instead, they can use status page and then update the status of incident. So that's what they've been doing, and this particular university has benefited in quick communication with the students on the availability of services and hassle-free technique for students to perform their daily tasks. And let's take a quick look at the full stack monitoring capabilities that Site24x7 offers. As a full stack solution, Site24x7 provides you with other options to monitor different parts of your infrastructure. Site24x7 also provides AI-powered monitoring, which supports anomaly detection and forecasting that helps identify unusual spikes or variations in critical metrics. The forecasting engine, along with an anomaly detection, helps to predict when a disk space runs out of space or proactively detect issues, and it will reduce your mean time to resolve. Site24x7 is also available as an application on iOS and Android platforms. This helps receive alerts and notifications on the go. Other than that, we also have a collaboration with a variety of third-party integrations. The full list is as shown here. If there are any third-party integration that is not provided, we also have the webhooks option, using which you can integrate them with Site24x7. More than 11,000 plus customers trust us to gain comprehensive insight into their infrastructure and application. Some of our biggest customers are shown in the slide. Please have a look. If you wish to get regular updates about Site24x7, please follow us on the social media handles as shown here. You can also learn more about our products from our resources pages.